Hey everyone, Glimpse here, and today we are going to be talking about how good will Baizhu actually be. Now this video is speculation and everything, so wait for the actual kit to come out, or not kit I guess, wait for the character to be in game, and then we'll see how it goes. So, if you do enjoy this type of video, consider like, comment, subscribe, you guys know the deal, let's get right into it. Now real quick, I think Baizhu is going to mostly benefit Sino. I mean, maybe like Nilo teams and stuff, but I don't really think you're going to need it with Kokomi and everything. I feel like the biggest character who needs Baizhu is Sino, right? Now why is that? We have Dendro Traveler, or Nahida, right? Okay, Nahida is cool and all, right? You get them all locked, and then you go here, you use Sino skill, burst, you kill everything. And then the next the next round of people that come out, you don't have any Dendro application with Nahida, right? And it's like, okay, that kind of sucks. And okay, let's say you even were to use Dendro Traveler. So Sino's burst can last up to 20 seconds. Let's go down here to Dendro Traveler, take a look at his burst. Okay. Duration, 12 seconds. So there's like a good 8 seconds there towards the end of Sino's burst where you won't be getting any damage. So, here's what I'm thinking, right? I believe that, I don't know if he probably won't be a Nahida replacement, but you can probably run them both together or something like that. Or if you wanted to, you could do something more like Sino and then consolidate these two roles, like say this is Dendro Traveler or something, consolidate, especially in like more single target or less enemy focus, because Nahida is definitely going to be better AoE situations, but Baizhu might actually be better in single target situations long term, or like few enemies with multiple waves, because like say you consolidate these two roles just into having like one Baizhu, and then you have the Electro here for like, you could have Yamiko, Fischl, anything, and then this role is completely open because you have the Dendro application and Shielder in one. Alright? Now, Baizhu's shield, allegedly, is not that strong. We'll wait to see when he finally comes out. I've heard it's like paper thin, basically what everyone's saying. But I feel like the main goal behind that is, one, resistance to interruption, because Sino in his burst would kind of get slapped around if he doesn't have a shield. Same thing with Xiao, right? Look at Xiao's burst. If he doesn't have a shield character, he kind of just gets like swatted out of the air like a fly. Okay? So, Sino, he's in his burst, he starts attacking and everything. The shield refreshes every couple seconds. Boom, gets broken, and then it heals a bunch of your HP. Right? That's good. So, I feel like most of that's going to be in terms for if you want to use it for most of Sino's burst duration, because I'm pretty certain that Baizhu's burst is going to be a longer lasting burst compared to like Nahida or Dendro Traveler. That will last multiple waves. So it's almost like the best of both worlds. And by having a replacement for Zhongli, you're allowed to take Zhongli into another team for like Spiral Abyss, or you'd also be able to switch him out and like if you don't have Zhongli for one, there you go. Just switch. You don't have any conflict there. 2, you can use him on a separate team. Or 3, just like not just the role consolidation will allow you to have something. Like one problem with Sino is crowd control. There's no real crowd control in this team I have right here. And I mean, of course you don't have to run him with any type of survivability like Zhongli or Baizhu, but it certainly helps. So, what's another character we have that shields and heals? I'm pretty sure the only one that's meant to do that is Diona, if my memory serves me correctly. So, she has a shield, which is definitely weaker than Zhongli's, and she has a heal, which heals less than most characters. Alright, look at Constellations, even up here at C6 with this 200 EM. That shows that it's a buffer character, I guess. Baizhu contains all these things. Now, is Diona a good character? In my opinion, 100% yes, she's a good character. She's very versatile. Her shield works pretty well. She's good at generating particles, like as a battery almost. You can just build her with some good amount of ER and everything, get her skill reset. It's a good character. Now, what's the problem with Diona in current meta is that she's cryo. Alright, so you won't be able to trigger any reactions or anything. And the way that most people, yes, you can play Sino and Quick Bloom, but I feel like the way that most people would play Sino if they want to focus strictly on Sino's damage, not like team damage. If you want Sino to be the main hyper carry, you basically have to play him Aggravate. That's how you make this Electro character viable. That's how you make any Electro DPS basically viable now, if you want them to be hyper carries, is only through Aggravate. Yes, all like the Quick Bloom spread, all that stuff, or well, not spread, like the Quick Bloom, Hyper Bloom, all these things. Yes, they are beneficial, to the damage. But if people like me who want to maximize the individual character's potential and not focus as much on overall team damage, then yes, you 100% have to run him in basically spread or aggravate. Same thing. So Baizhu here is going to help with like the shielding aspect. You can get some crowd control by consolidating roles, which is something that Genshin creator named Walrus talks about a lot. Talks about how role consolidation is almost like the way to go, and like we might be seeing more of that in the future. And just the biggest problem is multi-wave enemies. Like if you ever play Cyno, and there's lots of waves, you go ahead, you get everyone with Dendro and everything. Okay, cool. Ready? Oh, they're dead now. And now there's no way to apply Dendro without switching off, and look at that, you just ruined your burst, right? So it is kind of a double-edged sword having that much Dendro application from Nahida. And even if you don't want to do that, look, you can always run both, right? You can have Nahida and Baizhu here, and then you get the Dendro resonance, more EM, more Dendro reaction damage and everything. And then, so you still have the shield and everything, you just get more EM, and it's just better overall as long as you can keep up, as long as you can keep up your shield. So, Electro character, yes, definitely needed for aggravate, but I mean for like energy recharge and everything. You can also run him with like Fischl, Yamiko, that type of thing. Because Cyno is very energy hungry. Now, I'm not, you could probably run Baizhu with Fav, like a Favonius weapon. And you can also make that energy requirement less, right? But for the most part, you're going to need a lot of energy requirement for both of them, and it's just going to be beneficial to be either running Nahida and Baizhu, or running Baizhu instead of Nahida in some cases. Now, it does depend on the situation and everything, but that's kind of what Genshin is. You have DPS characters better built for one thing. Oh, you have DPS characters better built for some things. What is going on? Okay, you have DPS characters better built for some things, and you have other like supports better built for some characters, and that's just how it goes. There you go. That was weird. Okay, but we made it up. You have some things better built for other characters, and it kind of just goes around like that, right? Nothing. Quick distraction. Okay, we're good. Now, getting back to another point that I had, is how much will Baizhu actually, I guess, affect this current characters we have out, right? Let's go ahead, take a look at Character Archive. He's not, okay, he's definitely not going to be better than Nahida in most cases. Like, with Kaching, right? Nahida's still probably going to be better in most cases, unless you need that role consolidation between, like, a Dendro shielder slash healer, and don't have Yaya or don't want to waste the resources building a 4-star character that's, well, she's definitely very good. I personally don't like how you have to stay on field for all our bursts and stuff. Or if you just like Baizhu better, you have another option than not having to play a chibi character. I know a lot of people don't like the chibi characters. It's you to you, man. Whatever. I don't really look at the support characters. Who cares? I mean, they're there, but you don't really spend much time looking at their design and everything, right? So, just if you want to play someone else, like, let's see, Al-Haytham, he probably won't benefit too much from it. No, he does probably better in most cases because you can play him as a quick swap character, right? But characters that need a lot more field time are gonna benefit a lot more from not having to switch off and everything, while the shield refreshes every couple seconds and is almost 100% tailored to better fit Cyno. Where is he? Right here. To better fit Cyno. You don't really need it for Nyla because there's better ways, like better Dendro drivers and stuff. Like you can use Nahida with that, and it's Nahida, Al-Haytham, Kave, whatever you want to do. Do I think that Baizhu would be a good character? Yes, but I don't really think he affects too many characters. This is mostly pull him if you want just a Dendro healer for one of your teams in particular that you have in mind, or you want to try and make Cyno a bit better. Now, is this a guaranteed improvement? No, because we don't know for sure yet. But I am pretty certain that he'd probably make a good replacement with his aggravate buff, as long as you build him mostly HP, right? So probably like Cyno with Nahida, Baizhu, and Raiden, or Yamiko, Fischl, whatever. And let's see, like there are still characters in the game, like Yamiko, Shinobu, that are not Yamiko, what am I saying? I was just talking about Electro applicators. Like Chi-Chi or Shinobu, that are Kokomi, Chi-Chi, Shinobu, that are strictly healers. These characters cannot shield, and I mean, they don't provide much else utility other than application. But I mean, which of course is very viable. But like these characters are made to be healers, right? So how is Hoyoverse? Okay, Kokomi Banner's probably gonna come back pretty soon. It's been a while, if my memory serves me correctly. Why would you go back and pull for Kokomi if these role consolidations of all these shield healers like Diona and Baizhu are just going to be better in every possible way? And it's because they're not going to be better in every possible way. That's just how it's going to be, right? Like Diona, okay, wherever she is, she's a good character because she does both things pretty well. She shields and heals pretty mediocre, right? Does she have a Zhongli shield? Does she have Kokomi healing? No, that would be way too busted, and no other shielder or healer will ever be able to compete in any of the realms. He's gonna have a weaker shield than Zhongli. He might probably weaker than like Toma and Layla and all these other shield characters, and he'll probably heal less than Shinobu and Kokomi, like all these things I was saying. And that's just something to kind of expect, right? Don't go in like I don't. Will he heal more than Yaya? Possibly, because Yaya I feel like is most versatile with her skill, because I know a lot of people don't like. She's very loud. Um, I know a lot of people don't like burst reliant healing. Baizhu can heal pretty well with his E. That's going to be a pretty solid amount of healing you're going to get right at one time. So I feel like that's the main aspect there. All these characters that are going to be like consolidated roles, they're going to be both pretty solid at both things, like jack of all trades but master of none. That's like a good way to say it, right? Because most characters that do multiple things are like kind of mid at both of them and not great in either of them, right? Like even Jean healing, right? Jean burst heals your entire party in 1 second and it's kind of insane. Is that what Baizhu or Yaya or any other just like healer or any 4-star or like any healer slash shielder combo, are they going to be able to do that? No, because then there's no need for you to pull any of the healers like Akomi or any other random healer that they bring up in the future. And then like Deha, I mean, she's already struggling to be used, and then they just bring in like right after her like an infinitely better shielder slash healer combo. No way, right? There's just I don't really think it's going to impact the current character selection just because of the niche that is a Dendro healer slash shielder, which is not completely necessary. Like, I mean, okay, it's used in Yao Yao, but was it necessary? No, right? Like, Nyla teams, the best teams are ran with like Barbara, Kokomi, that type of healer. So like those are strictly healers, and you don't really need Yao Yao or Baizhu for that team. And like unless you just want them for the team, play whatever team you want. To be honest, like it doesn't really matter. But my personal opinion is not much is going to change. Don't worry about the healers you already have built, or if they're going to be obsolete, or if things are going to change. Just relax, okay? So I see a lot of people like that always get anxious about new characters or thinking about power creep, or like they'll have Diluc and then oh Klee got released and then people are like, oh my gosh, my Diluc's going to be obsolete because Klee does 4% more damage and it's 20% more difficult to play, and it's like infinitely more difficult to play. Yeah, don't worry about that, and at the end of the day it doesn't really matter. So just chill, worry about role consolidation, and know that this is going to open up a lot of teams for Cyno, and almost only Cyno. But if you do like the character, Baizhu, go ahead and pull him. He's a shielder and a healer. You can fit those into almost any team, regardless of element. You can make it work with almost, like, you can, I don't know, you could technically just go in here with, like, oh, Heizo, and then Ganyu, or let's just, like, you do, like, Heiza, Shenhe, Ayaka, Baizhu. You could just throw together a team of elements that don't match whatsoever. Goro. You could make it work as long as you put in the investment to the certain characters that you do enjoy and want to play. So, do I think that Baizhu will be worth it? Yes, for most people, but it does depend on your account, like the things I mentioned before. And just, if you like the character, pull for him. And if this is strictly just you wanting some advice, I recommend that just go ahead, give him a shot. Or if you care more about one of the rerun characters, like if you don't have Nahida, if you don't have Zhongli, if you don't have like the main staple shielder slash healer combos, I say, and you're kind of on the fence of Baizhu, wait to pull for him. Just go for someone that you know is tried and true and tested and perfectly ready to handle this type of burden. This shield is not going to break. I have my 50,000 HP Zhongli at the bottom. That shield is not going to break, right? Baizhu's shield will, and but it's going to refresh, and it's going to heal you, and it's going to be amazing. And I will make plenty of videos if you guys do want to hold off a little bit to see how it is at like mid investment, and then a higher investment, and I'll be making both. I'll make videos like around the time he first comes out with. It is going to take some time to farm his materials and everything, but you'll see some videos when he first comes out and a little bit of investment, and then you'll see some more investment as time goes on. Then I'll make my was he worth it video. But do I think he is going to be worth it? For me, because I do enjoy the character Sino and I want to make him better, because I do feel his damage and everything is slightly lackluster, even though he's a really cool and very fun character to play. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be worth it for me. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So remember, if you did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the deal. And I hope that you guys all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know anything down below if you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to know anything about specifically for your account. And I hope that you guys all have an amazing day. See ya.